जय जय श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, भागवतम महापुराण की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जय जय श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की। We'll continue. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। So we are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 3, Talks between Lord Shiva and Sati, text number 10. I'll do word by word. Tatra स्वश्रुर्मे ननु भर्तु सम्मिता मातृश्वश्र क्लिन्ना धियं च मात्रं द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत् कंठमना महर्षिभिर् उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वर ध्वजम् तत्र स्वश्रुर्मे ननु भर्तु सम्मिता तत्र स्वश्रुर्मे ननु भर्तु संहिता मातृश्वश्रुः क्लिन्धियं च मातरम् मातृश्वश्रुः क्लिन्धियं च मातरम् द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वर्ध्वजम् उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वर्ध्वजम् तत्र स्वश्रुर्मे ननु भर्तु सम्मिता मातृश्वश्रुः क्लिन्नधियं च मातरम् द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वर्ध्वजम् तत्र स्वश्रुर्मे ननु भर्तु सम्मिता मातृश्वश्रुः क्लिन्धियं च मातरम् द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वरध्वजम् तत्र स्वर्षेर्मेननु भर्तु संहिता मातृश्वसातियं च मातरम् उत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वरध्वजम् तत्र स्वरिर्मे मनुधर्तु संहिता मातृस्वर्शक्लिन्नधियं च मातरम् द्रक्षे चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वरध्वजम् तत्र स्वरतिर्मुक्तम् तत्र स्वशरणेर्ननु भर्तु संहिता मातृश्वश्रक्लियं च मातरम् द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वरध्वजम् तत्र स्वसर्मेणनु भर्तु संहिता मातृस्वश्रुकिन्नधीनं च मातरम् द्रक्ष्ये चिरोत्कण्ठमना महर्षिभिः उन्नीयमानं च मृडाध्वरध्वजम् Word to word translation. Tatra, there. Swasraha, own sisters. Me, my. Nanu, surely. Bhartrumat, Bhartrusamhita, along with their husbands. Matra Swasra, the sisters of my mother. Klinnadhiyam, affectionate. Cha, and. Mataram, mother. Drakshe, I shall see. Chira utkanthamanaha, being very anxious for a long time. Maharishibhihi, by great sages. Unniyamanam, being raised. Cha, and. Mrida, O Shiva. Advara, sacrifice. Dvajam, flags. Translation. My sisters, my mother's sister, and their husbands, and other affectionate relatives must be assembled there. So if I go, I shall be able to see them, and I shall be able to see the flapping flags and the performance of the sacrifice by the great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. Purport: Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated before, the tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law persisted for a considerable time. Sati, therefore, had not gone to her father's house for a long while. Thus, she was very anxious to go to her father's house, particularly because on that occasion her sisters and their husbands and her mother's sisters would be there. As is natural for a woman, she wanted to dress equally to her other sisters and also be accompanied by her husband. She did not, of course, want to go alone. Let's do the Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastyaiva 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 Gatiranyatha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giram yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadan Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna all, thank you very much for coming on Sunday morning to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath's temple. You could have gone somewhere else, but you have come to temple. Thank you. And I seek blessing from all of you, all the Vaishnavas present here, all the Vaishnavas listening from different medias, that may the right word come out of my mouth under the right context, in right consciousness, for the pleasure of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath and their devotees. Hare Krishna. So, Srila Prabhupada has catch few very strong points. I'll read the purport again. I'll start with the translation. My sister, my mother's sister, and their husbands and other affectionate relatives must be assembled here. So, if I go, I shall be able to see them, and I shall be able to see the flapping flags and the performances of the sacrifice by the great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. So, Mother Sati is actually talking to her husband Shiva. So, when she sees that aeroplanes are crossing in front of her house, she sees beautiful aeroplanes, not only beautiful aeroplanes, also the ladies sitting inside the aeroplane are also beautifully dressed. So she sees them and she also gets inclined, she also gets inspired that I want to go. So where are they all going? They all are going to Daksha Maharaj's palace. Why? Because Daksha Maharaj is actually doing a very big sacrificial performance where there are lots of sages have come, there are lots of demigods, devtas, they have all come. So she wanted to go because she hasn't been to her father's place for so long time. So this is a good reason. Back in our country, we also do the same, right? If there is a marriage or if there is a big festival, we all feel like to go. Not because of the festival, because we will be able to see others, our relatives, our cousins, our aunts and uncles. So it's a good reason to meet all the family. It's a good reason to have a good get together. So in the same way, Sati Devi, Mother Sati is also thinking the same way. I want to see my family. I want to see my father. I want to see my mother. I want to see my motherland. So through this reason, she is actually trying to convince her husband, shall we go? And in the purport, on the last line, Srila Prabhupada is saying, as is natural for a woman, she wanted to dress equally to her other sisters and also be accompanied by her husband. She did not, of course, want to go alone. So it's a very subtle line, but very strong, very strong. From this purport, there's a lot for a woman to take. How behavior of a woman. In a different purport, Srila Prabhupada is making a very prominent comment on a woman's behavior, a characteristic of a woman. So what Srila Prabhupada is saying, the number one characteristic of a woman is shyness. Number two is honesty. And number three, he laughs and he says she should be a good cook. So basically, if a woman have these three qualities, she will be able to prosper her family. So it's a very generic statement that a woman can make and can break. Right? You must have heard that, right? A woman can make or she can break. So why it is said? Because it's when a woman gets married, she goes to a different house, different family, and she is fully devoted to this unknown person, to this stranger. Not anymore. Nowadays, nobody does that. They all stay as long as they know each other, then also they don't want to get married. But in not the philosophy, but the practice before, it was that a woman will carry whatever knowledge, whatever tradition she has learned from her mother, and she will take it to her in-laws' place. And whatever she is getting from her in-laws, she will multiply it. So be really careful. Whatever you're going to give to the woman, she will multiply it. If you give good, she will multiply it. If you give bad, she will multiply it too. So what Srila Prabhupada is trying to make here by an example of a very old historical personality is Julius Caesar. He was very much controlled by Queen Cleopatra. And Srila Prabhupada also makes a statement here that she was a very strong woman, but she was controlled by shyness. That shyness is very important in women. Shyness, don't get to the word, exact word shyness as in how exposure clothes she's wearing, how exposed she is. Shyness is not just restricted to that. Shyness to speak, when to speak, within whom to speak, what to speak. Women today are unable to understand, use their intelligence when to speak. They just speak in front of anyone, anything. And then they realize it's not, sometimes they don't even realize. That's shyness. What to eat, how to eat, in front of whom to eat. Like sitting in front of a big plate and you're just gobbling. You don't have shyness. Shyness makes a woman pretty. It's not her face which makes her pretty. It's the shyness which makes her pretty. And where is this shyness? That shyness is in her eyes, in her sight, how she glances on this material energy. Whether it's an opposite gender, whether it's a material, whether it's food, whether it's money, whether it's her own child. Her glance is what shows her shyness. The second aspect was honesty, honesty towards her relationship, honesty towards her work. And the third is cook. So it's very rare to see a good cook in a household today. We went to see recently.